Hey everyone, today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, and the time is around 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is around minus 3 degrees Celsius, but it kind of feels like minus 14 with the wind chill, making it feeling like a lot colder than that. And I'm here at the intersection of St.Clair Avenue West and Christie Street, between two neighborhoods of Hillcrest Village on my right hand side and Wychwood Heights on my left hand side. And as you can see, we are having another snowfall here in Toronto. And I just got off the 126 Christie bus. I just finished recording the 126 route from Christie Station all the way up here at St.Clair Avenue West. It's a cloudy Wednesday afternoon at rush hour. And for this one, I'll be making my way south down Christie Street from here at St.Clair. And I'll be heading south down all the way to Christie Station on line 2. And that means I'll be walking the entirety of Christie Street that begins south of St.Clair, and it runs all the way south to Bloor, where Christie Street will become Grey Street. And it has been a very long time that I haven't even done a walking video along Christie Street. I have live streamed along Christie before 2 times actually. The last time I streamed on Christie Street was when I was heading north from Bloor to St.Clair. That was last year in the summertime, back on July 27th of 2025. That was when The Weeknd was performing at the Sky Dome in Toronto. And also the last time when I first did my stream on Christie was when the Salsa on St.Clair took place along St.Clair from Christie, running all the way to Winona Drive. So just west of Christie on St.Clair is where the Salsa on St.Clair festival would normally take place. Normally in the summertime, in July. And yes, it's a snowy day here at St.Clair and Christie, in the neighborhoods of Wychwood Heights and Hillcrest Village. And Wychwood Heights starts east of Christie on St.Clair, and the neighborhood of Hillcrest Village begins west of Christie on St.Clair. Yeah, so I thought I would do a walking video along Christie Street. I'll be walking back south from St.Clair to Christie Station, which is across from Christie Pits. So once we arrive at Christie Station, I'm going to end my video at the eastbound platform. But before I head inside the station, maybe we'll do a walk around Christie Pits Park. And looking east along St.Clair all the way towards Bathurst, where you will find St.Clair West Station next to the Loblaws and Joe Fresh. Right here along this stretch of St.Clair Avenue West, there's like lots of shops, businesses, and a few restaurants along the way. So now I am on the east side of Christie, heading south. We'll do one last look here before we head south. This is St.Clair and Christie Street. This is the northern end of Christie. that ends at St. Clair Avenue West from Bloor Street West. Oh. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, it's cold and it's been snowing since I think midnight. And when I woke up from bed, my area was covered in snow. And I thought that the snow was going to end at around 2 o'clock, because that was when it was supposed to stop. It was supposed to stop snowing, but I think it will continue on snowing until maybe until the evening time. And last Thursday we had our first ever major snowstorm of the year of 2026. So as you can see along this stretch of Christie Street, there's like lots of old homes, nice homes that were built, I think back in the early 1940s, 50s, if not mistaken. And it's a winter wonderland here on Christie Street. The sidewalk needs to be plowed properly. Oh yeah, and earlier, when I got off the subway at Christie Station, I was walking upstairs to my bus stop outside of Christie Station, and oh my god, I literally missed my 1:26 bus by 10 seconds, and I had to wait for the next bus, and I had to wait at least half an hour, or actually more than half an hour, for my bus to arrive, which was absolutely nuts. But yeah, I waited at least over half an hour, almost 40 minutes for my bus to arrive at Christie and Bloor, just outside of the entrance to Christie Station. And when I got on the 126, the bus was packed. When I record that route, which you will see it, which you guys will see on my channel soon once that video is uploaded on my channel. So on the left is Wychwood Barnes Park. That's the Artscape Wychwood Barnes, just over there. I haven't really been inside the Artscape Wychwood Barnes. I want to at least go inside there one day. I think they have like a lot of cool art inside the Artscape Wychwood Barnes, I believe. I don't know, maybe. And they even have a few apartments along this stretch of Christie here. So the walk should be at least half an hour or so, or maybe at least 35 minutes. Whew. Yeah, it is cold. And this week has been a very cold week. The weather has been very cold with a low of like -11, feeling like more like -19 or -20. And oh my god, this Saturday coming up, it's going to be a lot colder. The polar vortex, it's going to feel like -31 with the extreme wind chill. Well, it's a good thing that I'm not going to be live streaming this weekend. I'll be live streaming next Saturday, the 31st of January. So I should be fine by then. But this month of January has been, I would say, the coldest months of the year. Hey, look, there's the northbound 126. Hey, that's the same bus I was on earlier. Let's run for it. There we go. Yeah, so I was on this bus earlier, 3568. Look, see, it's the same driver I saw earlier. The same driver. So the 126 Christie operates back and forth, traveling from one station to another. And there he goes. She's heading north to St.Clair West Station from Christie, via east on St.Clair from Christie to St.Clair West Station. But yeah, this street is a very nice street here along Christie here on a snowy Wednesday. Cloudy, of course. And oh my god, yesterday was a lot colder than today. And I believe this past Monday was Blue Monday, if not mistaken. I think it was. But I think this Saturday will be another polar vortex, like last year. So now we're heading down. Look, over there is where we will be heading down the hill. The fun hill part, I would say. Last time I was struggling to walk up the uphill along Christie heading north. Last time when I was like live streaming and all that sort of thing. Yeah, the roads are covered in snow, slushy snow, slush. And these houses over there on the west side of Christie looks nice. And these houses here are really expensive. It costs a lot of money. Whew. So it shouldn't be a far walk from St.Clair to Christie and Bloor, next to Christie Station. Yeah, this sidewalk here on the east side of Christie needs to be plowed properly. When I was standing at the bus stop at Christie, I've been north of Bloor, across from Christie Pits, I saw a few snowplow trucks running along Bloor, passing Christie. And they worked so hard to clear out the snow off the sidewalks and the roads. I mean, that happened back on Thursday when we had our first major snowstorm of the year. So now we're coming up towards Davenport Road, Davenport and Christie. And once you head east on Davenport towards Bathurst, on the right-hand side is where you'll find the Hillcrest garage for all the streetcars and buses. I wonder if this year they'll have an open day event at Hillcrest Garage. Last year was at the Greenwood Yard. And I'm hoping that this year in September of 2026, they'll have another open day event for the TTC at the Hillcrest Garage. And if so, I'll be going there. And it will probably be on a Saturday. So that's good, because normally on those days I would be live streaming. And I think the general admission for that is normally $5, so very cheap. But anyways, we are here at Christie and Davenport Road. This is where you'll see the 127 Davenports running along Davenport Road from Old Western Road and St.Clair all the way to Spadina Station. So now we're in the area of Brackendale Hill from 1911, a very old neighborhood, I would say. From 1911. Look, there's traffic along Davenport, a bit west of Christie, heading westbound because it is rush hour. And oh my god, the GMC is about to block. That GMC vehicle just blocked the intersection, and now he's on the freaking bike lane. Whew. Oh my god. The sidewalk here can be a little bit slippery, so I do better be careful when I'm walking here. Slushy, slippery. Oh shoot! I almost fell. And looking east along Davenport, all the way towards Bathurst, where you will find the Hillcrest garage on the right hand side. And looking west along Davenport as well, towards Ossington, Dufferin, and so on and so on. Look, there's a southbound 126. It'll be heading in the direction that I'll be heading to, Christie Station. So as you can see, it is snowing lightly. A bit of light flurries coming down from the sky. I like when it snows lightly. So we are still in winter, and only a month left before the end of the winter season. There goes a southbound 126, 7112, based out of the Wilson Division. So you can see all these residents are shoveling the snow off the sidewalks right in front of their houses. I mean, today's the day to be shoveling, just like last Thursday during our first ever major snowstorm. There we go. And right here is slushy. Slush snow, white snow, white snow. Alright, coming up towards, well, we're almost at Dupont Street anyways. We're just almost there anyways. And on the left is the Castleview Wychwood Towers long-term care home. That's neat. Long-term care home. Located at 351 Christy Street between Dupont and Davenport. Whoop. My gimbal all of a sudden just acted up. Let's see here. There we go. It is windy, of course. Windy, windy, windy. But yeah, I exactly remember streaming along here during the summertime after I checked out the sunset on St.Clair. That was back on July 6th of last year. Right now we're walking underneath the rail quarters. Alright, we're coming up towards Dupont Street. On the right is A&W. That's open 24 hours. There's the walking clinic on the right. There's the Loblaws. Grapefruit Loblaws. There's one at St.Clair and Bathurst next to St.Clair West Station. And there's also another Loblaws at Bayview Village. And too bad that the Loblaws in North York, the one at Yonge and Impress Avenue has shut down, and it will be replaced. And it's going to be replacing with a new supermarket called the TNT Supermarket that will be opening, I believe, I think this year in the fall. So we are here at Dupont and Christie. On this snowy Wednesday. And over there is the Golden Horseshoe Barbecue at the southeast corner of Dupont and Christie. And here's where you'll see the 26 Dupont bus running between St. George Station and Jane Stations and back and forth. I don't think I've ever streamed on Dupont. I know Ken has before, or Johnny. Maybe one day in the summertime I'll definitely do a live stream on Dupont. Cause why not? This year I want to stream somewhere different, and that's what I'll be doing this year. Later on in the summertime. Alright, Dupont and Christie. Alright, so we're almost at Christie Station. We're not too far from it though. And right here on the left, I think they're going to be building new condos or so. It says Dynamic Builders. So I'm guessing they'll be building new condos right here where it's fenced off. That's my guess. I'm not sure. Maybe. Because this area is, of course, it's being redeveloped for new condos. Let's see here. I mean, the weather is not that bad though for a snowy walking video along Christie Street, and that's why I chose today to at least come here and make a walking video along Christie here. Yeah, I can hear the birds singing. Really? At this time of hour? At this time of winter? I mean, that's funny. Thanks to Kia for waiting for me to cross. Look, a northbound 126. Hey, the same bus. Traveling back and forth at the same time. Let's see here. $71.12. This is Yarmouth Road. Right here. You'll see more nice homes over there. Oh, my hands are freezing right now. Alright, so coming up on the right is Fiesta Farms. And it's one of Toronto's largest independent-owned grocery store here on Christy Street. Oh. Alright, it is 3:35, almost 4 o'clock. Essex Street coming up. And just a bit south of the Fiesta Farms grocery store is the Fiesta Gardens Garden Center. That's the parking lot over there. But the snow is coming down quite nice though. And looking west along Essex. Whew. Let's see here. And looking back north along Christie, all the way towards St.Clair Avenue West, where I began my video over half an hour ago. So now this sidewalk is a little bit plowed properly. You know, during these weather conditions, sometimes the buses can take a bit longer than expected because my 126. Oh, thank you so much. Because my 126 Christie bus, I had to wait like over half an hour, and it took longer and longer. And my bus has arrived at my stop outside of the entrance to Christie Station, like late, because I had to wait in the cold for like more than half an hour, like at least 40 minutes, which is nuts, but it is what it is. I mean, it happens, especially during these weather conditions too, so. Alright, Christie and Barton Avenue coming up. Christie and Barton. And coming up on the right will be, of course, Christie Pits Park. Alright, let's cross Christie here. We'll be on the west side for now. Oh, let's cross here. Alright, crossing Barton Avenue. So we're almost at Bloor and Christie. So on the right is the Toronto Maple Leafs baseball in partnership with Jack and Lane Domenico and Toronto Parks forestry and recreation. So that's the baseball court where you would see a ton of baseball players playing baseball. It reminds me of the Toronto Blue Jays. You can imagine in the summertime, you'll see like a lot of Jay fans playing baseball at the baseball court here at Christie Pits. Yeah, here's nice. A nice view of the park, Christie Pits. So we're on the west side of Christie, heading south. We're approaching Bloor, which will be the end of Christy Street. (126). Hey, same bus. 3568. 3568. And now it's gonna be laying over outside the entrance to Christie Station. And you guys may realize that it's not in the fare paid zone once you get off the 126 outside of Christie Station. You gotta retap your postal card at the station once after you get off the 126. Because you see here, see now the bus is laying over outside of Christie Station at Christie and Bloor / Great Street. And once you get off the bus, the 126, you have to retap your postal card inside the station. So that's why it's not in the fare paid zone. Just like Old Mill Station, Runnymede, Jane, and so on and so forth. Normally it would be like a 5-minute layover for the 126 outside of the entrance to Christie Station on line 2. That opened back in the year of 1966. Oh, I think now it's gonna depart. Yep. Doors closing. We'll watch it leave. So when I saw this bus, I saw this unit like more than like 7 times, I would say, or actually a lot though. And there he goes, heading north. Heading to St.Clair West Station. Alright, so while we're here at Christie Pits, across from the subway station, the entrance to Christie Station, let's do a walk around Christie Pits Park, because why not? We'll be here for like 10 minutes, then and then I'm gonna head inside the station and I'll wrap things up. So at Bloor Street will be the end of Christie, and the street beginning south of Bloor is Great Street, which runs from Bloor all the way south down to Dundas Street West, which is not too far though from Trinity Bellwoods Park. I think that trunk. I think that I mean truck. I think that truck honked at the other truck. I don't know why I said trunk. I meant truck. Oopsie. Look at this, a wintry wonderland here at Christie Pits Park. Over there is the start of Montrose Avenue, Montrose and Bloor. You can see how quiet this park is here at Christie Pits. Just full of snow here, lots of snow. Yeah, I believe someone made a snowman over there. That's neat. Okay, Christie Pits. Here is nice. Always quiet, peaceful at this time of hour, because it is still the late afternoon rush hour here. Oh, and I can hear the Line 2 subway trains rumbling underneath me, because we are above the Line 2 Bloor Danforth. So, Christie Pits, officially Willowvale Park until 1983, is a public recreational area in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's located at 750 Bloor Street West at Christy Street, just west of Christie Station on Line 2. And the park has an area of 21.9 acres, 8.9 about half of which is grass picnic areas, the rest being various sports fields. Sports facilities on the site include 3 baseball diamonds, one full-sized and fenced named Domenico Field, basketball courts, and a soccer, rugby, football field, and the Alex Duff Memorial Outdoor Pool. Yeah, they even have an outdoor pool here at Christie Pits. And they even have a splash pad and adjacent outdoor ice rink, which are located on the west edge of the park at 779 Crawford Street. And the sides of the pits are highly sloped, as a result of which most of the area of the park sits well below the street level. And the slopes are used in winter for tobogganing and related activities. And Garrison Creek runs under the park, converted to a storm sewer at the turn of the 20th century. And the park was named after the Christie sand pits, which were on the location until the early 1900s. The sand pits had been named after Christy Street, which was named after Christy McDougall, wife of Peter McDougall, a landowner in the area. And historical documents indicate that the street was given her name as early as 1835, and the official name of the park, Willowvale Park, never caught on, and the common name for the park since its days as a sand pit, Christie Pits, was adopted as the park's official name in 1983. Wow. Fun facts here about this park here at Christie Pits. Officially Willowvale Park until 1983. Oh, so I believe back in 1983 they've renamed Willowvale Park to Christie Pits, if not mistaken. So there's the hill straight ahead. That's where you'll see tobogganers, sledders tobogganing during the winter when it's snowy outside. All right, let's walk up to Bloor Street here. Wow, that's a very cool snowman, though. That's a cool snowman. Look at that. That's neat. Whoever did it, they did a really awesome job building that snowman. I believe that's Frosty. I believe that's Frosty the Snowman. I think. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. So this straight ahead will be the neighborhood of Bloor Court Village and then Bloordale. And this is, of course, Koreatown, looking east. Koreatown, the Annex, Yorkville, all that sort of thing. So I am just west of downtown, or in fact, I am west of Yorkville. I would say I am just northwest of downtown. And this is, over there is the Bickford Center, a Toronto Board of Education. At the south side of Bloor, a bit east of Montrose Avenue. Alright, well, let's look here at Christie Pits before we head inside the station. Alright, let's head east for a bit along Bloor Street West. So there's the Baskin Robbins straight ahead. I think that used to be under renovations a few months ago. All right. A city within a park, Christie Pits Park. Nice. Look, a snowplow, a tractor clearing off the snow off the roads and the bike lanes, of course. And even these picnic tables are covered with snow. Look at that. I can't wait for spring in March. Only 2 months away before springtime. Somewhere in mid-March. So welcome to Koreatown here on Bloor Street West. Oh, and that tiger is still there. Well, let's look here at the park itself. Alright, Christy Street and Gray Street touch Bloor. Looking south on Gray Street, all the way towards Dundas, because that's where Gray Street ends. And who is this guy? Yes, it's a tiger. That's what we know. His name is Diego. His name is Diego. I call him Diego because he's a tiger from Ice Age. And normally at nighttime, this tiger will be lit up. And it's cool to see, well, it'll be even more cool to see this tiger being lit up at nighttime with cool lights as well. But yeah, there's the Baskin Robbins that used to be under renovations a few months ago. And there's the Tim Hortons, the Christie convenience store over there, right beside the entrance to Christie Station. I always love walking along Koreatown. There's like so many restaurants to investigate, a few shops, businesses along the way, along Bloor. Once you head east towards Bathurst Street, that's the neighborhood of Koreatown. Alright, well, bye Tiger. I will see you very soon. Enjoy your snowy day here. Okay, let's we'll walk this way for now. Now this video is almost at an hour. So I'm gonna head inside the station and I'll keep warm, because it is a little bit chilly outside. So that was a brief tour around Christie Pits, across from the subway station. I'll be back here at some point. Again, it's a very nice park, officially Willow Vale Park, back in 1983. Let's head in. Okay, no cars coming. Let's cross. Whew. My boots are covered in snow, like wet snow. Look, they've added these new doors. I remember that this entrance used to be under construction. But from what I'm seeing, this entrance has changed a little bit. They got these automatic slide doors and these new doors. Because there's only like one entrance to Christie Station on line 2 at the corner of Christie and Bloor, a bit north of Bloor and Grey Street. So earlier, that's where I boarded the 126 after like a 35-minute wait, because the 126 took longer because, again, I missed my first 126 when I when I got off the subway at Christie Station on line 2, and I had to wait in the cold for like more than half an hour, so that's why. So we're across from Christie Pits on this snowy, cloudy Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon, I should say. Over there is Bloor West, Koreatown. So let's head in. Whew. Right. Look, they've recently installed these new elevators here at Christie Station. Maybe one day when I come back, I'll do a video around the station, plus checking out these new elevators, and I'll definitely ride them for sure. But yeah, back in a few years, these elevators weren't even existed here at the station, but now they finally installed these brand new elevators here at Christie Station online too. But again, next time when I come back here and when I do like a full video around the station, I'll definitely do a video riding this elevator, heading up and down.
Keep the TTC safe. Report any suspicious activity to station staff.
I mean, it's a very nice, a nice walkway from here, right by the fare gates, all the way towards the newly installed elevators here at the station, here at Christie Station. And this is the waiting area where you have to wait for the 126 Christie to arrive. So I am nice and warm inside the station. So we'll be heading to the eastbound platform, and I'll wrap things up at the eastbound platform. And that used to be the Gateway newsstand store, but now it is closed. Alright, eastbound downstairs. And westbound over there. Hey look, another elevator. There's like 2 elevators here at the station, not just the one we saw earlier. They even have this elevator. So there are approximately 2 elevators here at Christie Station online too. And yes, I just missed my train, unfortunately. So right now, these elevators are in service. One here and one upstairs. Towards the subway concourse. I see an eastbound train rolling in, but I'll just skip this train. I'll wait for the next one. I'm not in a rush. Or actually, maybe I'll skip the other maybe I'll skip the other eastbound train, and once that train leaves here, I'll just wrap up. Here it comes. Another eastbound train here at Christie Station, the Green Line.
Line 2 towards Kennedy.
That was an eastbound train. Alright, well, here's where I'm going to wrap up the video here at the eastbound platform at Christie Station on line 2. So I hope you all enjoyed the snowy walk along Christie Street from St.Clair Avenue West all the way down here at Christie Station. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new. I am getting quite almost there to 5K subscribers. I am quite almost at 5K. I might reach 5K by next month, by the end of this month. I don't know. Maybe in February I'll reach 5K. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the walk along Christie Street from St.Clair to Bloor and Christie, right here at Christie Subway Station on line 2. Other than that, all right, I will see you guys very soon. Enjoy your Wednesday, stay warm, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time in my next video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. All right, cheers. I'm out, and I'll be taking the next train, and I'll be heading back home.